Another thing I'm reminded of that I wanted to hear your response about, and I don't know if I will be able to express it as well as I would like to, but I'll try. So I see like my belief system is like a web, and then I might question a thought and do the turnarounds, and my examples, my authentic examples to the turnarounds might be beliefs
Yeah.
that right now are authentic and that give me some relief, but then as I'm hopefully, supposedly hopefully, progressing, maybe these turnarounds and examples don't are not authentic anymore, and then it's like maybe I would need to question the thought again and find other turnarounds and examples. So I don't know if you have something to say about it, but if you do, yeah.
Yeah. We're dealing with relativity, right? Like
Right.
we're starting with one thing and this is experience, like, oh, I don't want this to happen. And then we do the work, we turn it around, we find an example, I do want this to happen, and we find a genuine example for us in that moment. And that balances the original statement. So that's the relatively we have created some balance there. But there's no absolute in that at all. And later, if I find that this example doesn't work for me anymore, or if it's even stressful, then I can question that thing. I can even question the turnaround. I can question anything. So all I'm doing is looking at one moment in time, that moment when I feel stress, and I'm finding whatever examples come to mind to balance that gives me that feels genuine to me in that moment. But I don't have to hold that forever. In fact, I usually let it go, and then we'll find out where the next stress is, and then I'll work on on that and see how I can balance that. So it's kind of like it reminds me of like whitewater rafting. If you're going down a river and you think of like you're tilting this way, then your turnaround is going to be to push and tilt the other way. But
Yeah.
then you have to immediately go the other way again. So you don't just do one turnaround, otherwise you'll just go and into the water. So it's always listening. That's why the work is a process. It's always listening to myself. Okay, what's left? What else is there? What more stress is showing up? And with each listening, what's the stress? I find another thing that I can balance, and another thing, and another thing. And it just becomes this this ongoing balancing process that leads to more and more balance. And the more you balance, the more you can find the finer places where it's a little bit off, and you can balance those, and it just starts to become more and more balanced. So I don't worry about what the genuine example was from what I worked on last week. That's history. I'm
Yeah.
only worried about this one right now. That's all.